Okay, so T-Mobile is pissed off that I haven't done their bullshit update yet. So every single time I try to record a long video, it keeps stopping in the middle of it and giving me shit. Anyway, trying again. The current status of this thing, that is a 48 volt, 1800 watt controller. It's meant for an e-bike, but it's the same idea, brushless motor. That's a 48 volt, 1000 watt motor. This is not the original controller. I did not do these hack jobs. I've done very little with this so far, except replace the batteries. So, power from the battery through the absolute wrong kind of connector. Comes with this adapter, which is a better kind of connector. It winds up powering there. So, output is these heavy wires, yellow, green, blue. They're color matched with the cable that goes to the motor, so I assume that that's, 3 different phases and it's delta wound. So, 3, they're there. The Hall effect sensor back from the motor. The colors also all match up. I also see a yellow, green, and blue here, so I assumed that those were the phases. My multimeter seems to confirm. With ground on the black wire here, the red wire sits at 5 volts, that I believe is power to the sensors, and yellow, green, and blue, they alternate between 0 and 5 volts as I'm turning the wheels. So, that indicates to me that the Hall sensor is probably working. I don't know if it's working correctly or if the controller needs to interpret it a different way or something. I have no idea, but it seems to be working correctly. The only other things that are hooked up, so you have to pick a direction by connecting black to either gray or yellow. This is forward. I tried hooking it up to reverse. This thing had even less power. Like, it wouldn't even get out of its own way. So that's that. This is the speed limiting switch. I have no idea what he's got wired to where, so I don't know if this is hooked up in any sensible way. But there is a key switch on the other end. I've tried it in all of its positions, and I've also tried this thing with this completely unplugged, and it has no effect whatsoever. So I believe this is just a speed limit, and I believe since we're not getting anywhere near close to the limit because it's not working, this is just irrelevant. Let's see, what else do we got? This is the on-off key switch to turn the thing on and off. It has to be connected or it won't run. I mean, I could jump her across it, but... and the throttle, I should, I suppose, check the pin out of that and make sure it's something that's compatible. But I'm assuming he's got color matched here, so as long as I have ground and power where they're supposed to be in a signal back in the other spot, we should be good. Those are the only things that are connected right now. And this is currently on. I'm gonna put my leg against it, which would normally be a dumb idea, but it's not gonna hurt me because it has no power. And this is what we're doing right now. Oh, nothing right this second. If I get it... Huh, that's interesting. There was a click when I turned that switch off. Uh-oh. What in the world? Now, none of the wires I would expect to be hot if there was a problem are hot. There was very definitely a thump when I turned that switch off. So, it has actually gotten worse while we've been sitting here. Now it does nothing. That's probably a bad thing. Well, what it was doing was making a grinding kind of noise. It was grinding and whining at the same time. Now apparently I don't even get that out of it. Let's try a complete power cycle. Maybe it blew the fuse. Wouldn't that be crazy? Light it again. There is supposed to be an indicator light, but of course he didn't wire that up. That made a noise that time, but it didn't move at all. Yeah, it has gotten worse. I made this video to show you the sound it was making, but now it isn't even making a sound, so I don't know where I am. Alright, I think I got a version of the noise back. Every time sometimes I can get a little thump out of it if I move it just right. It's locked, and it locks the motor at that point.